boys, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel. How we doing? We all good? Got round one of the Sofia Open tomorrow. Going to be going through the majority of the games. Left one or two out, but yeah, you know the score by now. Breaking them down, giving you some predictions. We've done really well so far on the tennis. Starting to come towards the end of the season now, in it, so not many tournaments left. Yeah, like the video if you want, subscribe if you want. You haven't got to, but I appreciate it if you do. More money to be made. Let's get right into it. First game of the day, Medvedev versus Christopher O'Connell. Spread is just a half. Total is 23.5. Now the head-to-head is 1-0 to O'Connell. That was in Wimbledon this year. He beat him 3-1. Obviously with it on the grass. O'Connell's won 4 of his last 9. You know, not too great in Paris. He beat Arthur Rinderknech, then got beat by Dominic Thiem. Very lucky to see this guy in the second round of one of these tournaments. Medvedev on the other hand, he's won 6 of his last 9. He has lost 3 in a row. One of them was Sebastian Korda though, so it wasn't. I think it was the quarterfinals of Astana. I don't know if you remember, but we actually took Medvedev to win a couple of sets that tournament, so he came through for us. Another one of his losses was to I don't know how you say his name. Like I'm not even going to try and pronounce it. It's spelled like Bloch X, the lad from Belgium. Don't know how to pronounce it. If you know how to say that, let me know. And the other person he got beat by most recently was Benjamin Hassan. That's quite worrying. Like I said, we was taking him for some sets not that long ago. I don't think I've got anything on this one. I'd be leaning towards Christopher O'Connell to get this one done based on recent form alone. That's it. No play for me. Let me know what you think on this one. Game number 2 is a lot better in my opinion. Zombipiros versus Fabian Marzan. Spread is 2.5. Totals 22.5. I like both of these. Both of these are fantastic players. Head-to-head's actually 3-0 to Zombipiros. All of them coming on the clay. The last time he beat him was in April this year, also on the clay. We had fun betting Fabian Marzan in Shanghai, didn't we? Was it Shanghai? I can't remember. It was one of them. We took him a few times. He played the belter. I'm sure it was Shanghai. He's went 1-1 since, so he's hardly played. He beat Timothy Skatov recently, and he got beat by Juan Pablo Varillas. Probably shouldn't be happening, in my opinion. Zombipiros has been on the clay till mid-October. Opted to just stay on the clay. He's won 3-2 on the hard court. Beat the only 2 wins that really stood out, and they don't really stand out. It's only because it's him. Felipe Misalic, Liam Brody's a really good one for him. They're decent wins. Like I said, love both of these. Really good to watch. We know how good Fabian Marzan can be. Zombipiros as well. I've seen him flap some games that he should have had wrapped up. So I know he's been a lot more active lately. He's got a lot more wins lately. Played a lot more better tennis, but I'd be very wary about betting Zombipiros in this. Even plus the points, I'm not too sure, and I'm not confident in taking Fabian Marzan. 1 win, 1 loss since that decent little run he had. I'm not so sure. I'd approach this one with severe caution, boys. I was looking at Zombipiros to win a set, if anything, but I'll get back to that one towards the end. Game number 3, Roberto Carballo's Baena versus Albert Ramos Vinales. So the spread is 1.5, totals 22.5. These have played each other so many times. I think this is the 11th time these have played. Head-to-head 6-4 to Ramos Vinales. Like I said, no stranger to one another. Baena did win the last time these played. That was in Feb on the clay. 7-5, 6-4. Ramos Vinales has won 5 of his last 9. Not the greatest of competition. He has took a major step down to what he's used to, but he seems to be getting on a little bit, doesn't he? We'll leave him be. Baena, on the other hand, he's won one of his last seven. Won one game since early September, actually, and that was against Juan Pablo Varillas, who, you know, you should be beating that guy on the hard court anyway. Crap form from Carbias Baena. At least Ramos Vinales is winning games. Like, it doesn't really matter the caliber of opponent. He's at least winning them. He's in a lot more of a rhythm and a better stride. Close odds. I'd be looking at Ramos Vinales to win a set in this one, or even the over. You don't know what the fuck's going to happen in this one. Both of them could easily tank a set. Maybe look at the over 22.5, but I'm not too sure who the favourite is, actually. I'll be looking at Ramos Vinales to win a set. I reckon he should get that one done. Moving on, next game, Sebastian Ofner and Vitaly Sachko. Spread is 2.5, but I've seen it at 3.5, and the total is 22.5. Pretty much just a quick one. This for me, head to head's 1-0 to Sebastian Ofner. That was on the clay last year. Offner's won 3 of his last 8. He has lost to really good players, though. I'll give him that. He is ranked 44 in the world, but we got beat by Aliassime, Zverev, Tommy Paul, Adrian Manarino, Bottas van der Sandschulp. That's just to name a few of them. Sachko, on the other hand, he's lost his last 5 games before the qualifying for Sofia. He did win both games 2-1, very long ones, very rough games as well. I just don't fancy putting money on Vitaly Sachko here. I'd have to lean towards Sebastian Ofner, if anything. Well higher ranked. I think Sachko is like 166, 168. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, Ofner should be getting this one done realistically, boys. No play for me, but if you've got anything for that one, please let me know. Game number 5 is Roberto Batista Agut, Miomir Kekmanovic. Spread is just a half. Total is 23.5. I don't think I've got fucking anything for this either. This is a hard one. Head to head is 4-0 to Batista Agut. Last time he won was last year. That was on the hard court as well. Completely different player back then. He's been well off it this year, and especially the past couple of months. Kekmanovic had a decent little run in Sweden. He got was it the 3rd round? I'm not too sure. No, probably got further. I can't read my own writing sometimes. I am sorry. He's lost 3 in a row now. It's a weird one with Kekmanovic. He does struggle with. I'm not going to say like. When I say like top opponents, I'm not saying Batista Agut is a top opponent, but when he's playing the tennis that we all know he can play, he definitely is a top opponent. He's hard to beat. I have recently spoke about Batista Agut when I think we bet Hubert Hurkacz to beat him not that long ago. That was in Paris. He's had 2 wins since June. Like I've previously mentioned, he beat Yuri Lehechka in Paris. This could go either way. It really could. Very close. Considering the head-to-head as well, this is a pick-em. Split right down the middle. I do not know. Toss a coin, whatever it lands on. Heads for Kekmanovic, tails for Batista Agut. There you go. I'm not touching this one. Game number 6 is Jack Draper, Max Martyr. Spread is 2.5. I've seen at 3.5, and the total's 22.5. We'll get these last 2 in quite fast. I'm not going to drag it on. Head to head's 1-0 to Jack Draper. Draper's brilliant. I love this lad. He's probably the best thing that we've got going in England at the moment as far as like up and coming talent. There's him, and then there's a few of the girls, but Draper's something else, man. Won 8 of his last 10. He won the Bergamo title. That was yesterday. He won the final. Max Martyr got beat in the final in Germany. That was also yesterday. He's also won 8 of his last 10. He's a really good player. Both had the same amount of time rest, just the 1 day in between. This is just going to come down to who's the better player. He's got the highest ceiling. Jack Draper's fucking brilliant in my opinion. Martyr is really good too, but Draper's something else, and I feel like when it comes to it, he'll be able to find just that next level. maybe an extra 2 levels than Martyr, in my opinion. Jataraper gets this one done all day, boys. That's the official from me. And the last game is another belter, Martin Fucsovics, Terence Atman. So spread is 3.5, but I've seen it at 2.5 as well. Slight edge to Fucsovics there. And the total's 22.5. Excuse me. Head to head is 1-0 to Terence Atman. That was in July on the hard court, funnily enough, 6-3, 7-6. Atman's decent, very underrated. You never see anyone talk about him. We took him for a couple of sets as well. I can't remember what tournament that was, but like I said, very underrated. I like Martin Fucsovics too. I've spoke about him quite a lot on the channel lately. He has won 4 of his last 8, 50-50. He did get a set against Zverev in Paris. That was in the 3rd round. Ultimately, he ended up getting beat. Sorry. I was looking at something else there. I've reading something on Twitter about someone beating fucking Chelsea. My apologies. Fucsovics is a decent favourite here, and you'd usually see me taking Fucsovics in this spot. I usually would take him, but I'm really, really looking at him. I really fancy Terence Atman for a set here. He could win this outright. He had a really good qualifying, won both his matches 2-0. I'm taking Terence Atman for a set. I really am. I might even take him plus the points. I'm not too sure, but I'm definitely going with Atman, 100%. That's all. Quickly run through the officials. So I think I've only got, as of right now, 2 officials definite. I may sprinkle on 1 or 2 of the other picks, but as of right now, I'm taking Jack Draper to beat Max Martyr. I'm taking Terence Atman to win a set against Fucsovics. He's a 2-1 underdog. I like them odds. I really do. Lean towards O'Connell. I'd lean towards Marizan, but I'd fancy Zomapero to at least win a set in that one. Lean towards Rams Vinless to win a set. Lean towards Sebastian Offner as well. And I have got fuck all for Batista Agut versus Kekmanovic. Just thought I'd give you the little something on it. You can make your own mind up. I don't know what anyone's going to do on that. But yeah, that's all. That's your lot. Appreciate you watching the video. Appreciate you stopping by. Yeah. This should be good. I know there's another tournament going on at the moment. Is it in France? Is it Moselle and Metz? Yeah, I was watching a little bit of that today. I fancy I had a little day off on, I think it was Saturday or Sunday. I think it was Saturday night. I had a little day off, just watched the UFC and all that. Reset, get ready for round 1 of this. Opportunity beckons. There's money to be made. Enjoy the tennis. I hope you win some money, and I hope you have been winning money because I have. If you've been following me, then you should have well won something by now. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in a bit. Enjoy the tennis. Take it easy. Take care of yourself. See you in a bit, fellas.